What's going on, guys? This is Nate from the Scrub Academy welcoming you to our next deck profile here on the channel. Today we've got Olivia here with her Runick Tear deck, and we're gonna jump right on into it.
Okay, so I'm playing 3 Rhino Heart, 3 Sharon, 1 Havness, and 2 Merly. I'm not really playing Tear. I'm just playing them as like an engine to get the cards in the grave, so I can like recycle Fountain like 20 different times in a turn. Having 20 cards in your hand is actually really good.
And you're saying you never actually entered your battle phase unless you had one of those in hand, pretty much.
I only enter my battle phase if I just draw nothing but tears. Every other time I'm just skipping it. I've had a little bit of success with it because I'm just milling people out.
I bet they're really happy about that.
Oh, no, they're not. Next I play 3 Fountain, 3 Tip, 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Runic Destruction, 3 Droplet, 2 Flashing Fire, 2 Smiting Storm, 2 Dispelling, and 2 Slumber, just like as the general quick play Runics. I'm playing 2 Flashing Fire because it never really comes up to destroy it, and I can always just search it with Tip. Most of the time I'm trying to use the big swingers to get as many cards banished as possible, because Destruction and Droplet do 4, Freezing Curses does 3, Dispelling does 2 along with Flashing Fire, and then Slumber does 3. Then Smiting Storm does however many they have up to that amount, so it's like just activating it with however many they have left in deck, pretty much. It's a lot of mental math trying to figure out exactly how many cards they have in deck and what I can activate, because I can't activate them if I can't banish.
How many do you think you banished in one turn? Like, what was the most you banished in one turn?
Like half their deck?
Half their deck? Especially with like a lot of combo decks, I can really destroy them.
Yeah, so like if I have each and every one of these in my hand, just in general, it's a lot of cards to just get rid of in one turn, which is what I typically try to end on. But yeah.
And the fact that they're quick play, so you can just do it on their turn as well. So you can do it on your turn, and get cards in hand for advantage, and then set them, and then do it on their turn as well.
Yeah, that's actually really good. And then I just cycle them 20 different times with Fountain. Then up next we have 1 Allure, 1 Called By, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Day of Peace, and Terraforming. These are just 1-ofs that come up occasionally. Instant Fusion's probably the better 1-of.
Why the 1 Day of Peace?
1 Day of Peace? Because I don't get a battle phase.
So you're just trying to survive?
Yeah, a lot of times it's like I don't end on a lot, so if I have a 1 Day of Peace protecting me from battle damage, then I can finish off their deck on the next turn. I typically have been able to deck out people by their second turn. Sometimes it's not so lucky. But yeah.
Have you thought about doing anything else when it comes to like stopping attacks or anything?
Well, I just have the Runics that I have in the extra deck. I can just summon those and hold on for dear life.
I was just thinking maybe Threatening Roar or something, just for funsies to mess with them. But
I would, but the only thing is I'm trying to like open like either Sheeran, Rhino Heart, or Merly to get what I can engrave, and 40 cards is too many cards when I'm only playing like 9 names.
True.
And then last 3 cards in the main deck is 3 Trickstar Reincarnation. So like I can show you the extra deck, and then I'll show you typically what I do.
Okay.
So I have 2 Hugin. That's a good number because I typically only search 1 time with Hugin, and I use the other one for like protection. There's a few times where I've summoned it off of Instant Fusion just to get off some effects. I play 3 Gary. I think this one's the best one.
MVP of the deck?
Literally, he's like the best one because I can just cycle him using his effect, using Fountain, and then I can use him to like make a rank 4. I only play 1 rank 2, which goes with Hugin and Merly. And I play 1 Garura. That's if I mill any extra like Tearlaments, just to get an extra thing on field that I can use to link off and get an extra draw. Dragastapelia, he's okay. I can shuffle back one of these and Tearlament to make this, which helps me like recycle these a little bit better.
Okay.
Kick Kalos, just playing 1 because I only really need to use its effect once, turn to duel. Every other time I'm like, I don't know. I usually just shuffle it back to make Garuru, just in case I maybe need it. Now I play 1 Kaleido Heart. I make it occasionally. I can't really cut it. I'm probably gonna play Royal Kalos when it comes out and swap this out. Next is Herald of Pure Light. This just helps me like recycle any of like my extra deck monsters, because it has to add it to the hand in order to shuffle a card from your hand into the deck. Or I can also just wait if I have an extra like name for the Tearlaments and I mill a Sheeran Engrave, I can just add it to hand and then I can get another mill 3 off of it. Next I'm playing Dugaries just for the draw 2. I've never used any of the other effects, and I usually always just think it off when I'm done with it. Next is Baguska. This guy is really good sometimes if they don't have any droplets or anything else like that. Next I have Time Thief Redoer. I've activated this guy's standby effect like probably 20 times. Next I'm playing Nightmare Griffin. I use this guy to set back Reincarnation, so I get an extra like 5 banished off, and it's a floodgate. Then after that I'm playing Apollosa. This is good just in case I can't get this linked off or have this linked to activate its effect, so I just make Apollosa for it.
Alrighty. What do we got for the side deck? I know that a lot of times we don't cover those when it comes to live duels, but I want to see what you have in there when it comes to dealing with either meta or anti-meta.
I'm poor, so like my side deck's not really anything special. I'm playing Tunabiru. Again, if I mill it, I can always just add it back with the Herald of Pure Light.
It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. I'm playing Triple Vanity's Fiend, because I can just make one of the fusion monsters and then just tribute it off for Vanity's Fiend. You know, special summoning is apparently good these days. Then after that, I have 3 Droll and Lockbird. For when I go first, I can side this in. I can always add it back with Pure Light, and then I could use Griffin to set a Reincarnation. And as long as I open up any way to get Golden Droplet, I can get rid of their hand. I haven't done it yet, but it's still a good thing to have in my arsenal just in case.
Hopefully soon you can do that, because that seems pretty spicy.
I'm still working on building this deck. I've changed it and tweaked it a few times already. I think last week I went X1 with this build, but I mained the like 2 Drolls, and it didn't really, Droll doesn't really do much going first. Up next I have 3 Cosmic Cyclone, just for spell and trap removal, just in case someone wants to play anti-spell or any other floodgates. Then I'm siding Mystic Mine. I don't really like to main deck Mystic Mine anymore because I'm really combo centric, trying to get all of my things engrave and combo to get floodgates and ways to get my opponent's deck to 0.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of us appreciate you not maining the Mystic Mine.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a fan of Mystic Mine myself. I'm only playing it because it's semi-good in the deck, but if I can find a way to like cut this completely, I most likely will.
All right. And then what's the last one? Last
card is gain life point in time. That's it.
I mean, when time rolls the way they are, you kind of have to do something. Yeah. So it's either maining the red, or setting in the red resonator if you're playing Sprites, or play that if you're playing Runick. So
yeah, I don't really like cheesing in time. It feels dirty, and I don't think the game should be that way.
Based more on skill than watching the clock and praying that you can get what you want.
Yeah, I think the time rules should be until the end of the next turn, personally. But yeah, typically I can, try a test hand.
Let's do it. I'm gonna zoom out real quick before you do that. That way we can see all of it.
Okay. Typically I try to open like either Rhino Heart or shearing in a name for
Okay.
Tearlaments. That helps get like the entire game going for myself. For this, okay, so I drew Sharon and Havness, and then I drew 3 runic names, which is actually really good because I get to activate Sharon effect. It's gonna send this, and mill top 3. Havness will fusion summon. I use Sharon in this. And then also summon the Kit Kalos. Kit Kalos will search for Rhino Heart. Next, we'll normal summon Rhino Heart. We'll send one of the 2 Merleys. Then we can use Kit Kalos effect. And then we'll mill top 8. I like hitting a fountain, or maybe 2. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And so now I can activate Sheeran effect. And I'll use that to fusion summon using Kit Kalos. This will summon Garura.
And that's just for the extra draw? Is that what that is for?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just an extra link material for an extra draw. Then next, we can activate Flashing Fire, just any of the names, which will summon Gary. Gary can activate to add Fountain. And then we can activate Fountain. We can use these 2. And then we'll make our Garys. I typically like to just wait and see if maybe I can get a Tear in hand to discard before I activate Dugaries, but sometimes I have like 2 cards in hand. Then up next, we'll Freezing Curses. This will summon our Hugin. So we can do Chainlink 1, Fountain, Chainlink 2, Hugin to search for a field spell. We'll discard that last card. And then we'll add Fountain. And then we'll just shuffle any 3 really. It doesn't really matter. And just do like just do any 3 names just to get the draw 3.
And that just reloads the hand.
Yeah, it really does. And then we could use this Herald of Pure Light. Then we'll activate our next Fountain. We'll activate Dispelling. It's gonna summon Gary. This will activate targeting up to 3, and then Gary's gonna activate to add Fountain back to my hand. And then we'll draw 2, 3. I'm not sure if I've activated. I might have activated Sharon, but that's fine. Next we can activate Dugaries, draw 2. Then we'll discard the Rhino Heart. Then we'll use Rhino Heart's effect. Send Sharon from the hand. And then we can just...
You just keep going.
X these into Redoer. That's why I played 3 Gary. Card's nuts. Then we activate our next Fountain. Then we can activate Smiting Storm or Tip. I'm gonna probably activate Tip just to search. And then can activate, can add Golden Droplet. We haven't really activated it this turn. They'll banish 1. Then we'll get off another effect of the Fountain, which will just target up to 3. Shuffle. And then draw 3. And then pretty much,
You got the 1 day apiece to hold them off for 1 turn, and then you can keep going.
yeah, it's really just 1 day apiece, draw 1. Then we can activate probably Instant Fusion to summon our last Gary. Add that last Fountain. And we'll use Herald of Pure Light. And this one will shuffle back our other Gary. And we don't have to use anything from the hand because it's sent to the extra deck. And then typically can just use, I guess we can use Golden Droplet to summon. This will summon, oh, actually wait. We'll activate that last Runick Fountain because we have enough names to get to it. Then we'll activate Droplet. This will summon. And then Gary can add our Allure Engrave. And then we can just shuffle back. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Just do these two. And then draw 2. And then we can use these, we'll use these 3, or 4, actually. To make our Griffin, we can discard any of the monsters, really. We'll probably discard Merly. Then we'll set the Reincarnation Engrave. And, you know, I probably should have made Redoer in a different zone, but it's whatever. Now we have a few names to use.
A few? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We'll have Tearlaments for maybe later if we need them, and then we can activate the Allure. So, really, it's just...
And then you have the Reincarnation to back it up at the end for their turn.
Yeah. So I typically Reincarnation, and then we'll activate Golden Droplet. That way they'll draw 1, banish top 4, and then Reincarnation's going to make them, unless they used a hand trap that turn, they'll banish 7, draw 7.
By then you're out of a deck. You're out of a deck.
They've got quite a few cards missing, actually. Yeah. And then if they try to activate, enter, do anything, like Griffin's gonna basically say they can't activate any monster effects. Then I just have my hand for later. So let's say I have these 2, so Smiting Storm. So I can just use these 2 to negate a monster, then banish, and then I'll just shuffle these to draw more cards. Hopefully it's more, like, yeah, Flashing and Slumber, which is nice.
Well, alrighty. It looks like I'm going to be setting Imperial Iron Wall so I don't get my entire deck gone.
I've decked out most of my opponents, unless we went to time, then in which I lost most of the time. Because this deck really doesn't have a battle phase if you're using it effectively, I guess.
Would you ever consider, like, siding Spooky Dogwood if you wanted to cheese the win out of it in time, if they start comboing off?
Well, I mean, so the whole thing is, like, any of the quick plays plus, like, a fountain, or, like, any of the quick plays, and then I can just summon this and go into end phase, and then basically, if I wanted to cheat or be cheap and, you know, be bad and toxic, I could just basically stall on their turn.
So only do it against people that you don't like. Got it.
I don't really like doing it. I really would rather just cut this in general. I'm probably going to try and test out the level 5 or pick up the Kashitiri or Kashitra or whatever they're called. Because Diabolos, Lord of the Lair, not Diabolos, Diablos. It's the number monster, the rank 7 that banishes from the top of their deck. When I'm thinking about playing those with this, it's just going to be really hard getting the Fenrir's.
Just gotta hope you can either pull them or find somebody that does.
Yeah.
But alrighty, well thank you so much for bringing us your Runick Tear deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell on the way out the door. Make sure to stay tuned. Later on this week we'll have some live duels so you can see this deck in action and see all the milling that will be happening. But that's all I've got for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is Nate from the Scope Academy, signing out for now. Peace out.